Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I am Richard Neal. This is Random Street Theater. I'm in an indistinct industrial I am cracking up. I am cracking up. I am at an indistinct industrial location, and I am here to talk to you about a film that has been in theaters for a good amount of time. Should have talked to you about it a long time ago. I watched it, I think, when it first came out, and of course it tanked. It is my big disappointment of 2019. That is the film Cats. For most of us, the big disappointment of 2019 was Star Wars, but let's be honest, I knew that was going to suck. I mean, every one of them have sucked. And you've got Mr. Keep That Guy Away From My Cocaine playing the modern equivalent of Darth Vader. So you look at that and you go, yeah, it's going to suck. Then you look at a film like Cats. And I mean, I had the VHS when I was a kid. I had the stage play on VHS, and I would sing, I would sing Memory to warm up. And I loved the songs of Cats. And it was a very simple idea of we're going to have a lot of people get out there in some somewhat sexy cat suits and dance for you. And those of us who like cats, who are many, we know these animals. They're creatures that exist in our universe. You understand when they talk about, none so clever as the magical Mr. Mistopheles, and, whenever the crime was committed, McCavity wasn't there. I've got my own Glizzarella the Glamour Cat, So, we are in love with these characters. And then Hollywood came together and said, well, let's give them a story, a cohesive story that makes more sense. And, it's like, look, there's plenty to tell my computer to shut the hell up about. What are you doing? There's plenty to talk about in this particular film, but it's still a question of motorcycles interrupting me for the fourth time tonight, and I haven't even been on duty for 2 hours. Oh, I am so tired. But Hollywood came out there and they said, let's give this a story. Let's get together and make Cats a cohesive narrative about a group of cats. They're doing their thing when a kitten is thrown into their midst by a truly terrible human being who I would like to find and murder, who, puts this cat in a bag, throws her out of a moving car, and she's found by the other cats. And it just so happens the other cats are about to engage in a choosing ceremony where cats come together and make the case for them to be reborn. And of course, in this version, you have McCavity, the Mac the Knife of Cats, come forth to become a villain. And you have this sort of unnamed younger cat who is there to be sort of the avatar for the audience. Now, the first big problem with this film is that the design is terrible. Now, there are a lot of things I didn't like about the musical's design that I saw. McCavity was one of them because it specifically stated that he's a ginger cat, and they make him much darker in the musical. And in this one, they make McCavity a black cat, which Idris Elba is black, and that's fine, except for the fact that there is an airplane flying over, and you probably can't hear me. Except for the fact that Idris Elba's skin color has nothing to do with what kind of cat he is. Okay? He still should have been a ginger, because guess what? McCavity has a very distinctive look to him. He's an old alley cat that only does his business when you're not looking. You know, and for one thing, making this character overtly black when he is, in the original script, ginger, is a little on the racist side, isn't it? You know, oh, we've got a thug character. Let's go get a black dude. No, it's, why you gotta make him? Why you gotta take care of his skin color at all? Make him whatever cat that the script says he is, because these are cats, not people. And the color of their pelt is as important to them as the color of human hair is. He's a ginger cat. He can be black underneath and be a ginger cat. It's not relevant. And then Deuteronomy, I didn't feel Deuteronomy had the weight and measure necessary. Skimble, thinner, smaller. Not the cat that was large and in charge in the thing, but that's more of a minor complaint. And then the cats had necks that were too thin for their bodies, despite the fact that they're cats. And the cat's neck is thicker compared to the head than a human head. I liked the fact that the ears moved independently. That was fine. But the CGI on this, it was just a little on the shaky side. And it's, when you're watching this as a quality production in a big theater, you can really notice just how the CGI is crap. If you were watching this on an old VHS, I think it would actually be more passable. But what they did is they took human beings and catified them rather than taking cats and making them into human enough skins for us to wear. Which, I mean, we cat lovers see our cats as people. We love them like family. They are, you know, a part of us. They're like our children and our aunts and our uncles and like that. So you trying to make humans into cats is stupid. Making cats, human beings wearing the pelts of cats, wearing the look of a cat, makes more sense. But not all cats are thin and sleek. And they went so far into the thin and the sleek that it just made no sense. Then you've got the primary story, which is that McCavity, being an evil thug of a cat, is going out there and trying to sabotage the event so that he can be reborn. Okay? But to be flatly honest with you, I don't think this is in McCavity's character to try and be reborn. I don't know if McCavity would think there's anything wrong with who or what he is. He's very secure in his nature. So, you know, it's like, that motorcycle's driving me nuts. So here is this thing, is you've got this mess of a film with characters that don't fit the dialogue. And then, you know, this storyline that doesn't fit the characters. And I remember when my sister first watched this film with me on video cassette, she looked at the character of Glizzarella and said, "Why is she wearing that nice dress under that mangled coat?" And I'm like, don't you understand that's part of the story? The whole concept of Glizzarella is that there is beauty covered in emotional scars. And this is a very emotional thing. It is a very trying thing. It is a truly human thing because we have all encountered that human being who is so scarred and so wounded and so broken that they can truly never rejoin society. They can never stand among us and be simply one of us. So the redesign of Glizzarella, making her a larger, more aggressive, less timid, and just, just not the same cat. And I don't know if in the original it's stated that her condition was a result of macavity, but in this one, her condition is a result of macavity, which I always thought she'd been hit by a car, but that's just me. And I just have to say, I don't care for these changes. They clearly didn't make this a more marketable property, and you've lost a lot of the songs that made this fun. So we went from something that touched us at our core to something dumbed and watered down. We went from a musical about emotion and entertainment to this horrible wreck. And here I am sick trying to get you this review. What I'm trying to say is, Cats, only watch it if you're a fan of the genre. Because if you want to see a good version of it, go track down the original Broadway cassette. I'm Richard. Like and subscribe and comment. I'm too sick to keep filming. Out.